Well, it's your old pal F here of Fountain's Pen Cartoons. I just felt like I needed to make a quick video because, my goodness, this week has been one for the books. We've lost Dolly Parton, who I personally have been a fan of since I was an itty-bitty little kid. Just an amazing powerhouse talent. But then right on the tail end of that, we lost Tim Curry and Peter Cullen. I'm gonna talk about Peter Cullen first because I never had the opportunity to work on anything that he was a part of. But growing up, G1 Transformers was absolutely one of my very, very biggest influences, and it was largely because of him. He is on the Mount Rushmore of actors who brought something to a role that could have been extremely silly and ridiculous, and yet he played Optimus Prime so straight and with such dignity and purpose, and there's just so much to admire about what he brought to that role, and the fact that you could tell he was taking it seriously, and that's why I think he endured as the voice of Optimus Prime for as long as he did, and why that character, which was based on a toy line, endured for as long as it did and will continue to endure. And when you talk about heroic leaders, Optimus Prime will always be one of the ones that sort of stands out as a paragon of what it means to be a noble and courageous leader. And I think a huge part of that was because of the genuineness and sincerity that Peter Cullen brought to that voice. Optimus Prime was just one of my absolute favorite characters, and to watch him do that character is to take a masterclass in what it means to embrace a character and take a two-dimensional character and make it multi-dimensional. On an extremely and almost freakishly similar note, the same can be said for Tim Curry. Now, I never got to meet Tim Curry in the same way, where I never got to shake his hand and never introduce myself or anything, but I worked on The Wild Thornberrys, where he was the voice of Nigel Thornberry, and I had, been in the room with him before, but never got to know him in any capacity. But once again, another example of someone who took a role that could have remained one-dimensional and just a throwaway character, and yet he took the character of Nigel Thornberry and made him one of the most interesting TV dads of all time. Not just because you would get the impression when you watched Nigel Thornberry, as silly as his character often was, through the voice of Tim Curry, you got the impression that this character was the best at what he did. And yes, he was eccentric, but he was a genius in his own right. Moreover, as the father to a daughter, I remember thinking very early on that the relationship that Nigel Thornberry had with his daughter Eliza was incredibly deep and incredibly special. And for that matter, the relationship he had with his entire family. And that was all brought about through the just unshakable, unparalleled performance of Tim Curry. There are many actors, both voice actors as well as screen actors and actors in general, who would take a role in animation and just phone it in. And boy, you just never got that from Tim Curry. Every performance by Tim Curry was sheer gold. And he took a character that could have been just another bumbling TV dad and gave him just entire galaxies worth of depth. So I just wanted to take a quick moment to acknowledge my appreciation for all three of these people, but in particular for the impact that Tim Curry and Peter Cullen had on the animation industry. I do not expect us to see the likes of them again. So to all three great talents, rest in peace. You have earned your place in history, and I am honored to have been able to interact with your work. Thank you for watching.